It's Monday. Here we go. Another week. Hopefully we'll get more time on the bus, but yeah, we'll see. First task is to unload this 3/4 inch plywood. And hopefully this time I was smarter about it. I had Home Depot cut the plywood sheets in half for me so that I can get those through the door. I mean, getting through the window's not bad, but it's hard to cut those things into strips when it's a 4x8 sheet. And I've just got a little, portable table saw. I don't have a big shop mounted thing. I've just got this. So we had them cut in half. Hopefully that'll make it easier to work with. Well, I'll tell you, if you're doing this, I hope you have a Harbor Freight close by, because they got a lot of stuff that you're going to need. We got these rollers here. They're actually pretty reasonable, because one thing we found with cutting plywood, well, especially when it's a 4x8 sheet, you need more hands than what you got, most likely. Sometimes I gotta work solo. So these will hopefully assist in that endeavor. Just to get it all cross-threaded like I'm doing. There we go. And quack. Oh my God. I better not be handling any plutonium today, that's for sure. All right. Easy peasy, nothing to it. Yeah, we'll go right about there. Alright guys, here's the setup. We've got our half sheets of plywood that we're going to rip down to roughly 3 inches. 3 inches on center for the blade. I figure that'll give me 1.5 inch overlap on each side. Once they're cut there, we'll come over here to the drill press that's probably older than I am and drill our recessed holes for the 1/4 inch bolts that we're going to put into the riv nuts. So that'll allow that to be flush. And then we'll come over here to the old, I forgot what it's called. It's not a chop saw. Anyhow, radial arm saw. That'll cut our length, which I have calculated to be 82 3/4. But we're going to do a test run of all this to make sure this arch isn't throwing my measurements. But here we go. Boy, we couldn't have cut that much closer. Let's see if I can get you guys here. Let me slide this back. That stops right at that board. When it clears the saw, we'll have to adjust that. You think I meant to do that or something? Got my new GoPro hat. So hopefully you guys will see what I'm looking at. We'll give this a test. So where we're at so far, I'm trying to make a template. I've got the length cut, and I'm drilling into the recessed things here for the bolts, which I still can't find. I wasn't kidding. I spend more time looking for parts than doing the task. But hopefully that will sit right up in there like that. We shall see. So this is called a Rivnet gun. They're pretty inexpensive. I kind of wish I'd have bought one of these a long time ago. So a rivnut is a cross between a rivet and a nut. It's basically a rivet that has a hole which is threaded so you can put a bolt inside of it. It's pretty cool. Well, it looks like it did it. I'm happy with that. Let's see how strong it is. Just 'cause. Oh, yeah, that's pretty strong. Center hole worked beautifully. Unfortunately, I have found these side ones here that I was hoping to reuse are metric, of course. So now we've got to try and drill out the existing rib nuts. Looks like, you know, about 50% of them have them. Yeah, so we'll have to try and drill those out and put in the 1/4 inch. It's Tuesday, ass crack of dawn. I wish I was getting started on the bus, but I got to run that car down to the repair shop and it's an hour away. So, a few things happened last night. I had to get another drill press. That ancient one, the whatever that's called, with the chuck and everything, it was sloppy, so I wasn't getting consistent holes in my my boards. They were moving up and down. So, and we went and got the drill press. Harbor Freight was closed, so had to go to the Home Depot. But we did get a bunch of boards cut to length. We got a little, like I say, I wanted to create an assembly line type process just to kind of speed this up. We got to make some progress. So we did get our boards cut. We got our template made. So here I'm using the drill press to create a countersink hole. I'm not drilling all the way through the board. I'm just drilling out like 1/8 of an inch because I'm using hex bolts. So those need to be flush. So that's what the drill press is doing. And I'm drilling the hole big enough that the washer on top of the 1/4 inch bolt will also sink into this hole. So if all goes well, it'll be nice and flush. First one going up. Maybe. Alright, we gotta cheek it a little bit. And this is the point to where if you don't own a Lazy S9000, you need to get one, because there is too many bolts. Get rid of it. Well, guys, I think we're going to have to revisit some life choices here. I've got this furring strip in rough because I still got to put the insulation and the construction adhesive, but that was not very efficient. We're going to have to come up with some other plan, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to transition this piece here. I think I got to cut these brackets off, at least except where the kitchen cupboards go, because I think I'm going to use those to help support the overhead cabinetry. I got to cut the rest of them off, and with a wood floor, plasma cutters out. So I'll have to think about that. But it's din time. I was surprised I got any work at all on Monday, so I'll take what I can get. But that's it for today. Well, guys, it's Wednesday. We lost an entire day yesterday. Fiddle farting around. I was trying to see where, because as you saw, we got that furring strip in. I want to see where my drain's going to pop down. So I was trying to elevate the bus to get underneath it so I could see what is right about there. And I got the bus stuck. So I spent the entire day trying to get this bus movable again. So today being Wednesday, we're back on it. Hopefully we'll have better luck making some forward progress, because I really feel like we're stalled out at the moment. All right, so we got to clarify. The bus wasn't stuck. It's not like there's muddy out here or anything. What happened was I was trying to bring the bus up onto those 4x6 planks that I have, and this bus has what's known as a tag axle, which is this rear one. It's usually a single wheel. Some have duals back here, but the ones with duals usually have a drive line so that both axles are drive axles. I don't have that luxury. This is the only drive axle on the bus. This wheel here just is, its whole purpose is to take extra weight. There is a system on this bus to raise and lower this tag axle, which is huge, because if you're in a tight parking lot trying to turn with this axle down really is difficult, and you end up tearing these tires up quite a bit if you don't raise those axles. Anyhow, my system's not working at the moment. I think I've got an air leak on one of those canisters in there, so my axle won't go up and down. So what happened was, as I was backing the bus up onto those planks, this axle made it up onto the wood, which lifted the drive axle off the ground, so I couldn't go anywhere. It was just sitting there freewheeling. So we had to get creative, pull my truck up in front of the bus and try and pull this thing with my truck, which it did work, but it was still kind of sketchy. But we did get it out. The purpose of these tag axles, like I say, is to take extra weight, but the other benefit is it keeps this bus going on a straight line very, very well, especially in crappy weather. So this was kind of one of my requirements. I had to have a tag axle because I do plan on towing, and I don't know, I mean, I know what, usually either a car or the quads, but I wanted to be able to carry as much weight as possible, so the tag axle was a requirement. All right, guys, we're having our share of technical difficulties here. I was trying to wear the old hat cam and film a little bit more of the actual work going on, but it was just not cooperating. So we were working on furring strips, and I ended up framing a wall. And how it happened was basically this wall is the pivot point of everything. So I kind of taped out, here's the bed, here's the, where this stuff has to go. I punched a hole in for the shower drain to make sure I wasn't going to run into any air lines or frame part pieces or any of that. And you can see my original line there. That's how long that wall was supposed to go. But because of this curvature, it was too narrow as you walk down. So I had to kick it over 2.5 inches just to give me 24 inches, because like I say, I think that's the minimum width of a hallway. It's 24 inches, so that's what we're doing. We made this thing 24. I guess also the hope is I can put a 24-inch door right there. Hopefully she'll fit. May have to do some finessing, but anyhow, everything kind of hinged around this wall. So we put this wall in, and I decided to do the notching up top since I can't make a bent 2x4. So I just ran the studs up to that plywood that I had, and that's how we're doing it. It's pretty solid, man. I gotta say, I don't think it's going anywhere. And then I'm gonna hang some, 3/4 inch plywood on the backside so that I can hang a big old TV. And I still haven't decided what we're doing for the shower yet. I don't know if I'm gonna go with a Curdy board? Something. But I don't have to figure that out today. So I'm going to get back to furring strips in the back because I think the floor in the bedroom's going down next. All right, we're going to try this again. That first template didn't seem to work. So I just put the board up there and marked where the holes should be. And we'll see if this is going to come out any better. So basically what I'm doing is I put the board up and mark on the side of the board the center of the hole. Then I take my square, draw a line all the way across the board, and then I just measure dead center of this furring strip here. And again, none of this is precise, but it seems to be getting me the closest and seems to be the most effective. All right. X marks the spot. That is definitely not 1.5 inches. I don't know what the hell happened there. All right, rib net tag. So what I've found is I can pre-drill the center and the 2 holes on each side of the center, but then the next thing to do is put the furring strip up with those 3 screws, then drill the side pieces here on the ends, which will give me a mark on this beam, pull the beam down, and then I can drill the hole for the rib nets. It seems to be the most accurate method of getting these things mounted. Oh no! It's not big enough. That's what she said. Booyah! See if they're even close. Hopefully they're close. That looks pretty good. That one looks really off. That one looks good. That one looks good. Well, we'll have to finesse this one because it's off. I don't know why. Even my line is like way somewhere else. But that is for after dinner. And like a stroke of magic, after spinning the board 180 degrees, it fit just fine. I guess it's not too bad. I just keep getting interrupted. I know this is my last day I'll be able to work on this thing this week, which sucks.
So here's where I'm putting in the seal gasket to hopefully stop any thermal bridging that's going to occur. And we'll throw a little bit of construction adhesive in there to kind of give a fail safe and hopefully stop any rattling that might occur.
So it pretty much matches, which is pretty cool, man. We're just going to keep doing that for another couple hours. All right, what is today? Wednesday? Oh, this has been a chore. We got the roof furring strips done and the wall. But these things are very technical, especially this back one, because this has a double beam. Can't really see it, but it's got some reinforcement here, so it necessitated some creativity, let's just call it. But anyhow, I think we're going to pack this in. Sorry for the lines, I forgot that light does that. But I think that's going to be it. We're going to be out for the rest of the week, so till the next time.